In 2015, a hotel in Geneva reportedly offered a suite for more than $80,000 a night. Not per week, per night. That same evening, a family of four checked into a Holiday Inn Express just a few blocks away for $189. Same city, same night, two completely different worlds. Most people hear the term hotel suite and imagine a larger room, a bigger bed, maybe a separate sitting area, a better view. They're thinking about level 1. Because the gap between that and what exists at the very top is far larger than most people realize. At a certain point, a hotel suite stops being a room. It becomes an entire world. And that world has 7 levels. Let's get into it. Level 1. The Junior Suite. $300 to $800 per night. This is where the word suite technically begins. It's also where most people first experience the difference between having a room and having space. A junior suite is essentially a standard hotel room that's been opened up. A sitting area separated from the sleeping area. A larger bathroom, maybe a bathtub alongside the shower. A work desk that was designed for actual productivity instead of being squeezed into a corner as an afterthought. But here's the reality. A junior suite is often more of a marketing category than a product category. A 550 square foot junior suite and a 480 square foot standard room feel almost identical after you've spent an hour inside. The sitting area usually becomes storage space for luggage. What you're really paying for is the word suite on the reservation. And for some people, that's enough. The business traveler books it because he needs somewhere to take video calls without broadcasting an unmade bed to his colleagues. The couple celebrating an anniversary debates the upgrade for days before deciding it's worth it. The conference attendee books it because company policy technically allows it. And nobody likes leaving approved expenses unused. Level 2. The one-bedroom suite. $800 to $2,500 per night. This is where the experience genuinely starts to separate itself from a standard hotel room. And the reason is surprisingly simple.
A door.
A proper one-bedroom suite has a door separating the bedroom from the living room. That door is the product. Because once you have a door, 2 people can occupy the same suite without occupying the same space. One person can sleep while the other works. The bathroom improves dramatically. Deep soaking tubs. Double vanities. Walk-in showers with serious water pressure. Fixtures that feel noticeably different from what you'd find in a standard property. Many include kitchens or kitchenettes. Because someone involved in the design process understood that making your own coffee in the morning can feel more luxurious than room service. There are 2 common guests at this level. Families who want parents and children sleeping separately without booking 2 rooms. And married couples who have spent enough years together to appreciate a closed door between themselves and a late-night television. Level 3. The Luxury Suite. $2,500 to $6,000 per night. Imagine walking into a room and knowing within 30 seconds that someone truly cared about the space. Before you've unpacked. Before you've looked out the window. Before you've opened the minibar. You know, the lighting feels intentional. The furniture feels designed for the room rather than simply placed inside it. The doors close with weight and confidence. Everything feels considered. That's what Level 3 sells. Properties like the Ritz-Carlton, Four Seasons, and Park Hyatt operate here. You may have a dedicated butler. Staff know your preferences before arrival. Black coffee. Printed newspaper. No interruptions before 8:30 a.m. At this level, exceptional service becomes almost invisible. The staff appear exactly when needed and disappear the moment they're not. The guest never sees the machinery behind the experience. That invisibility is the luxury. Level 4. The Signature Suite. $6,000 to $15,000 per night. The Cary Grant Suite at the Savoy. The Presidential Suite at the Plaza. The Royal Suite at Hôtel de Paris in Monaco. These suites carry history. The names matter. The people who stayed there matter. You're not simply reserving a room. You're reserving a place within a story. The Presidential Suite at the Plaza offers multiple bedrooms, several bathrooms, and thousands of square feet overlooking Manhattan. The Coco Chanel suite at the Ritz Paris reflects the personal style of Chanel herself because many of the design choices originated with her. At this level, the room and its identity become inseparable. But here's the truth. A significant portion of the price comes from history. You have to understand the story before you arrive. If you do, the premium makes sense. If you don't, it can feel like you're paying an extraordinary amount for a room that looks merely impressive. Level 5. The Penthouse Suite. $15,000 to $40,000 per night. Stop thinking about hotels for a moment. Think about real estate. The most valuable apartments in cities like New York, London, and Hong Kong are almost always at the top. The view changes your relationship with the city. You're no longer part of it. You're above it. The Ty Warner Penthouse at Four Seasons, New York spans more than 4,000 square feet high above Manhattan. Private dining areas.
Dedicated wellness spaces.
Bathrooms finished in rare materials. Every detail designed to make the outside world feel distant. The guests at this level aren't necessarily seeking luxury. They're solving logistical problems. A performer spending weeks in a city. A principal traveling with security staff. Executives requiring meeting space and privacy. For them, the penthouse isn't the upgrade. It's the minimum requirement. Level 6. The Private Residence Suite. $25,000 to over $80,000 per night. This is where things become extraordinary. The Royal Penthouse Suite at Hotel President Wilson in Geneva occupies an entire floor, more than 18,000 square feet, multiple bedrooms, a dining room for dozens of guests, a billiards room, bulletproof windows and doors, because the people staying there often require them. The Royal Suite at Burj Al Arab offers private entertainment spaces, lavish interiors, and enough room to feel more like a palace than a hotel accommodation. At this level, the booking process changes completely. The guest rarely calls. An assistant calls. Or a security team. The property coordinates directly with representatives. The suite is inspected before arrival. Security protocols are arranged. Every preference is prepared in advance. The room is already set to the exact temperature requested before the guest arrives. The entire arrival experience takes less than 2 minutes. Everything else happened beforehand. That isn't hospitality anymore. That's infrastructure built around a person. Level 7. The Private World. Forget the suite. Forget the floor. At level 7, you're no longer staying in a hotel. The hotel exists around you. Brands like Aman were built on a simple idea. The greatest luxury is privacy. Not privacy enforced by rules. Privacy created through design. You don't avoid other guests because staff tell them to stay away. You avoid them because the property was designed so you never encounter them. Private villa compounds push this idea even further. Dedicated staff. Private pools. Private dining. Private kitchens. Entire sections of a resort operating almost independently from the rest of the property. The guest doesn't move through the hotel. The hotel moves around the guest. Everything comes to them. This reversal is what defines level 7. Who stays here? People for whom privacy isn't a preference. It's a requirement. Not because of ego. Because of visibility. At a certain level of public exposure, true anonymity becomes impossible. These properties provide the closest thing available. Names don't appear on standard guest lists. Reservations remain restricted. The property knows who is there. Almost nobody else does. At level 7, the hotel doesn't host you. It disappears around you. The hotel industry began with a simple promise. A clean bed, a roof, a comfortable place to sleep away from home. And somewhere between a $189 Holiday Inn room and an $80,000 Geneva penthouse, the product changed entirely. One guest is buying a clean bed and a hot shower. The other is buying a private world complete with security systems, dedicated staff, and total control over their environment. Yet the motivation is exactly the same. Every person who walks into a hotel room becomes a slightly different version of themselves. The suite was never the point. The version of yourself you become inside it was. If you found this useful, subscribe. I break down how the world actually works, not how the brochure describes it. I'll see you in the next one.